madness because it had to be. You cannot imagine how bad some of the others were.
Oh. I must think we do have it. We do have it.
What have you got?
Dangerous Game.
That's the one. We'll play it. We'll play it because it's Dennis Stratton's.
Where do you want it?
Now, after this, and then we'll talk. May as well. Dennis was in Maiden for a while too.
It was on the first album?
Yeah.
It's not on this.
No, he wasn't there, but they only had Dave when they did this.
Yeah,
they only had Dave Murray. They couldn't get a second six-string player.
They went through a few.
Oh, they went through loads and loads and loads. And it was like, well, I can't come out tonight, the wife won't let me. I can't come out tonight, I've got to take the boy down to Scout Hut. You know, and Steve got so fed up with all these ridiculous stories from people who supposedly wanted to cream the world in stadium size, you know. Oh, I can't come out and play tonight, you know, and it got on everyone's tits, and in the end, it was like, well, Dave Murray did the recording for both the guitars, and then they, of course, Dennis and then others, you know. And I, you know, the standard of this tape back then was huge. It was the best I'd ever heard.
I'm impressed with it.
I mean, it's still good. I mean,
Spaceward were an amazing studio. Actually, the funny thing is, where I live now in this village, in the countryside, I'm actually about a third of a mile from where they were, curiously.
This brings back memories of
Praying Mantis went there as well.
Yeah, Mantis did,
yeah. Because they were the best studio for rock bands at the time. They had an engineer who understood guitar, and that really mattered.
What Praying Mantis?
Mantis, yeah.
What recording was that?
Demo. It's
to Dangerous Game from their demo 27 years ago. Welcome to Jerry's Lunchbox, only 35 minutes left really. Jerry's not here, which means Neal Kay is here, Cauldron are here, I'm here, Malcolm Dome. We have a filmic person in the corner. It takes 5 of us to take the place of Jerry.
Well, that's not surprising, is it? You know, I'm amazed it's only 5.
And before Lionheart, we heard 2 tracks from the very first Iron Maiden demo, which goes back to 1978, doesn't it?
Yes,
Neal?
it does.
The end of 78.
Prowler and Iron Maiden, completely untouched in the original recordings. And it's a testament, actually, to the longevity of the band, the music and everything else. What did you think of it, guys?
I was really impressed with the sound quality, especially for the being 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It's cool to hear how they hadn't sped it up yet. It's still, until they just wrote it. It was pretty awesome.
It's quite. I mean, you can hear. You know, you could obviously hear the same thing that inspired us all those years ago.
Yeah.
You know, when the cassette. And I mean, there were some musicians and people in the business, a lot back then. They couldn't hear that. You know, they thought I was like crazy when I used to hawk it around the record companies of the day. I got laughed out of CBS's office with that. A&M weren't in the slightest bit interested. And, you know, others just couldn't hear that. You know, they didn't understand what they were listening to. And yet, for others, it was very obvious. And the quality of the recording, as you say, it made it stand out to start with. It was worth the investment. I think Steve said he paid 500 quid for it.
Yeah,
back
probably.
then,
yeah.
£500, which would have been a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know, like back then. And the quality of some of the others that arrived around that era were absolutely awful. A lot of people were just getting old reel-to-reel tape decks and dangling microphones in like back rooms and things.
Yeah.
And you know, we had to sort of try and figure out what was going on, you know, from that. And that was like a demo, because up north, the north of England, you know, they were even less money to be had. Mrs. Thatcher's government was closing down all the industries, and everyone was out of work at the time. You know, so there was no money at all. And bedroom live recordings were arriving out the sky in sackloads.
Sure.
And some of them are pretty bad, but we tried to honour them. We did.
Well, there were a few, well, the ones that stood out, really stood out. Mantis were another one that stood out, Diamond Head. Def Leppard.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. And curiously, Toad the Wet Sprocket, their recording on demo was really clear.
It was actually. I mean, what was on the Metal for Mothers album was pretty good.
Yeah,
they were very
Blues,
young, weren't they?
Yeah, Blues, they were very young. They were another band. I mean, their parents drove them everywhere. And when we did the first live gig with them, I don't know if that was at the Bandwagon or at the Music Machine, their back line was like about this big. It was half the size of a Mesa Boogie, or even a quarter of the size of an 800 Mesa Boogie, you know. And everyone was like looking for the back line, like, where's the back line? And it was these little cube things stood on chairs. And a small drum kit, you know, basic drum kit and stuff. And yet they endured and they delivered. And for a while, these kids were like absolutely the audience's greatest, you know. They loved them. They were real good entertainment, and the kids did real good, you know. It was very, very impressive. So it was difficult back then. I know the world's moved on a long way, but as we keep saying, and with you guys now and others around you, you know, at least you don't have to go through quite the same hell. You still have to go through hell, I guess.
Well, considering I've been doing this for 10 years, so it's finally coming around, I guess. In a sense, I mean, there's more bands now that we can get along with.
Yeah, it's probably true actually. There's more like-minded bands.
He's not so sure. Have you been having a spat with someone on the road? Have you?
No.
That's cool.
No.
I still haven't.
We get along pretty well with everyone. I can't really think it's someone that, you know, rubbed us the wrong way. But yeah, we were just playing with Bonded by Blood for the past week. And those are like the nicest guys we've ever played with. I think. Can't think of nicer guys than that.
We got on great with a thrash band.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Should we play a Cauldron track, do you think, Neil?
Oh yeah, go on, Mel. You do it. Yeah.
Now, it's another one that you chose from your album. This is The Striker Strikes. It's a great title.
Whoa. That's a 5-star opening, man. That's the one. That's the one. There's no question. That's the Soundhouse 5-star. That's the one.
Right, now, Neil, we have to make some choices here. Only half an hour left.
I know. Well,
No, you're right. Switch track. There we go. About 2 minutes.
yeah.
Gary Moore. That's the way you do it. White Knuckles and Rockin' and Rolling came back, I think, to 1980. I think that's when those two tracks came out. We're almost at the end of Jerry's lunchbox, Neil. And
Jerry's cricket box follows in 5 minutes.
Hello to Tina. No, I'm not playing Cherry Pie by Warren. We don't do comedy requests on the show. Ask Jerry next week. He likes a bit of the laugh. And Janina emailed in to say, Neil, stop fiddling with your dangly bit. She always did love to fiddle.
Oh, Janina, you're giving all the trade secrets away, lady. Hey, that was 30 years ago. You know.
Transit van time. Yes, okay.
Oh, please.
And your accountant, Richard Chalkley, is listening.
Richard, good day to you at this late hour. I didn't realise you were listening in while you're doing your accountant's work and head banging around your office, no doubt. And I'll probably catch up with you privately on the landline soon.
I bet he's looking forward to that one.
No, he's cool. He's a very cool guy, actually. He really likes decent music. And in spite of the fact he's sort of my generation and beyond, he's a nice guy. Because he likes decent music, and that's all you need to know about, really.
Of course, that was a bit of a non sequitur, but never mind.
No,
okay.
Oh dear, are we pontificating again, Mr. Dome?
We're out of time, actually. All we can say is thank you to Jason and Neil from Cauldron for coming down from Nottingham and staying awake. Well done. Woo! Metallica, Rainbow and Sabbath, there you are. Thank you, Neil.
It's been an absolute pleasure, dear boy.
It's been fun, absolutely. We'll
Thanks
do it
for
again
having us, guys.
anytime you want to come back. I'm not saying it to him.
We'll just fly over the pond.
We'll do another round table circus, planning it for the first Saturday in June. We do these once a month, usually on a Saturday evening, when they're even crazier.
Oh yeah. Believe me, this has been very restrained, actually, I have to say.
Absolutely, in your honour. We're going to leave you. James up next with the Hell Drive. We're going to leave you with Riot and Warrior, and before that, Saxon 747.
Strangers in the Night. We thank you for listening to the show, people, and we thank you guys for being here.
And for being you guys. That was a good one.
Next time you're in the country, lads, please come and join us again.
Oh, we're for sure. We'll rock this church.
Yeah, that's good.